What's wrong?
My mate has been acting very strange.
THX 1138 is the debut film by Star Wars creator George Lucas. It's an art house surrealist science fiction film produced in the early 1970s by Francis Ford Coppola's company, American Zoetrope. It's based on George Lucas's student film THX 1138 4EB, which Lucas shot when he was at USC.
Next retrograde on THX 1138 4EB.
Lucas wrote the script to turn it into a feature film, and his friend Francis Ford Coppola decided to help produce it through his company American Zoetrope, and with funding through Warner Brothers.
THX was the very first film that Zoetrope did because I'd already started. I already had a deal. I'd already written the script. Francis went down to Hollywood, and again, the studio was being sold to another corporation. And Francis went in there and said, we already have this deal to make movies, and you have to give us a go-ahead. And did a lot of fast talking. He said, we have 7 projects here we can do. And so they eventually said yes. They had no idea what they were saying yes to. And later on, as the whole thing came to pass, when they finally saw THX, they saw the 7 scripts we'd written. They basically closed the place down and forced Francis to pay all the money back.
The film is super experimental, especially for the 1970s. It's very dark and grim, and not necessarily bright and shiny like science fiction films you might see from the previous decade, like 2001.
THX 1138 is pronounced incurable and shall be conditioned and held in detention.
And again, really solidified Lucas as a great visualist and experimentalist when it comes to how he'd like to tell stories. This film is really told through images and tone and feeling as opposed to lines of dialogue and action. We're very excited to be presenting this film on the big screen at the Abbotsford Arts Centre. We're taking over the main theater there, so we'll be projecting it on the biggest screen, big sound, and it's going to be an absolute spectacle. You don't want to miss it. Join us on May 16th for George Lucas's THX 1138.